Race fans, good evening and welcome to Ghost Racing Network. Tonight, two big things on the horizon. One America votes tonight as we elect a new president. On the iRacing side of things, we crown a champion here this evening in the Premier Sim Racers Club as four drivers have earned the right to earn the title. Oftentimes throughout the course of history since NASCAR adopted this format, it's not easy. You have to almost win this race to punch your ticket into victory lane and also become a champion, as we are now high above looking at the pictures from the Goodyear blimp above this facility here in the desert Southwest. Strap in, buckle up as we get ready to go the distance and find out who wins it all here tonight, live on Ghost Racing Network, as we now join the scheduled race in progress. Let's go ahead and send it down trackside and now join this race as we're 12 laps into the scheduled 120. No surprise, as I was just saying moments ago, sometimes it often takes you to punch through the win here tonight and put that car in victory lane. Logan, does he have the keys? As he leads in that 43 machine. James A. Morris has a ton of momentum. What a drive from him last week as he overcame big-time obstacles. It was almost biblical as he punched his ticket into victory lane. Keith Hume and GT Azari, your championship four, are P1 through 4 as we currently run right now. Let's take a quick peek at tonight's weather. Let's throw that up on the screen so everyone can follow along at home with us this evening. Again, desert Southwest, the place, the Valley of the Sun. Sim time just after 7 p.m. clocking in at 1910. Wind out of the west at 7 to 8 miles an hour. Could be gusting 12 to 15 miles an hour at times. It's a clear desert sky here this evening. You look up, you can see the galaxies, a ton of stars, a lot more than you can see on the northeast. That's for certain where I'm from. Humidity almost non-existent, 38%, and that track temperature a calm and cool 73 degrees Fahrenheit. The weather is primed, the stage is set as we await the outcome of this race here on Ghost Racing Network. These drivers tonight battle to etch their name in the Premier Sim Racers Club history books, go down as a champion of this 2024 campaign. Logan Keys at the front of this thing. Beautiful 43 paint scheme. Currently shines the way here. Currently has about a half-second advantage over James A. Morris. He was so excited last week. He was just over the top. Imagine if he's able to accomplish and earn a championship here tonight. Keith Hume from Big Tussle, Alabama. It's a big deal for him tonight. And that South Point number 4 machine, who's currently in third. He's also the biggest mover up of the race, up 4 positions from where he started. And in fourth, the master of going faster, GT Azari from Summerville, South Carolina. Trying to be as cool as ice, just like that blizzard. Being featured on that paint scheme. Does he have the DQ chill to go ill? The good way out there on the racetrack, that is. So the championship 4 own positions 1 through 4. Then Barry Kramer there battling hard right here for that 11th place position. Jason Schilt Coughs up 5th. That's going to put those two drivers even with the board. They both started 5th and 6th, currently where they run right now. Kramer just a tick faster, and that's showing on the charts. 27.92 to a 27.95. Toby Keys in the 45 ride, good for that 7th place position. So we now work lap 21 of the scheduled 120. Already had some early retirees. Is Blair Patterson. Big time damage to the South Point 91 on pit road. Dustin Veldhusen, currently in 9th, also getting service on that race car. Travis Dickinson. In that Jordan machine, you can see damage to all 3 of those vehicles. Unfortunately, from the Massachusetts area, that Nitro 93 heavily damaged on the rear, currently in the pits, also receiving service on his race car. That means 7 cars remain out in competition on the racetrack. Does the Daytona Beach man have the plan here tonight? Or does James Morris cap off a thrilling end to October and start to November? So many different possibilities. These drivers all have different paths and ways that they took to get here. The stress, the emotion inside the cockpit of these race cars tonight. So much on the line. This racetrack, famous for things happening quick, fast, and in a hurry. Keith Hughes in 3rd. Again, there's about... He's has really opened it up. I take that back. He continues to pull away for Morris. Last time by a 27.87 to a 28 flat. Morris doing everything he can. But just like last week, he even said in the interview, did not start off the race with a lot of speed in that race car. Was able to work on it, make adjustments. And, you know, one thing about James is he consistently gets better over the course of the run. If something's not to his liking, he knows or he has the ability to make adjustments to this race car. You see him playing with the line right now, trying to find an area of the racetrack that works for that 18 as he searches around right now for some extra speed out there on the racetrack. Keith Hume has a nice window of safety right now. Closest competition to him about 1.1 seconds ahead in the form of James Morris. Then you got to go about another second back to GT Azari there in that 4th place position. So the championship 4 are pretty strung out right now. First battle for position really on the racetrack. Going to be right here for that 6th place position. Or excuse me. Yeah, I got it right the first time. That is that 5th and 6th place position. Kramer has it. Chilton wants it. Let's go on board with the driver of the 41. Semi-down track side. The 11 using all of that dog leg, and that could be a double-edged sword, that dog leg. I can't tell you how many times I've seen big-time wrecks, implications. You go down there, you got to make sure you have a lane to come back up on the racetrack. We've seen big things happen up here in the booth when utilizing that thing. I'm telling you, that's a smoking gun as the 11 sends it down there again. Really liking the shorter distance around this place. But the other thing is, too, once you start to get into a tire run, that transition going from the banking to the flat can really upset the balance of the race car. Almost some contact there between the 41 and the 11 as they duke it out for a spot in the top 5. Caution out on the racetrack. As Logan Keys watches that comfortable margin go up in smoke as he catches the iRacing.com pace car. Pit road's about to become the hottest place in the joint. Your championship for Keys, Morris, Hume, GT, Azari, everyone on the racetrack virtually down on pit road, only seeing one driver staying out there. As we crawl at a snail's pace. Want to execute here, no mistakes. So it's a mad dash for the pit stalls. 4 tires, 2 cans of Sunoco Racing fuel should be the call here. You see the jack going up, going to work. Now the left side tire is going on. 2 cans in. Let's see who's going to win this race off of pit road. Oh, man, do you believe in miracles? Morris gets it done on pit road. GT Azari's going to get 2 spots. Keith Humes going to roll off there in that 3rd place position. What happened to Logan Keys on that pit stop? He's going to come off there. He's going to slide back to 6 here. Did he get a speeding penalty? Oh my God, you hope that is not the case, but it certainly looks like it. James Morris now getting it done in the pits, in the trenches. He's going to assume the lead. GT Azari, similar story for him. And pit stop, or pit crew put down a lightning quick service on that race car. That's going to bump him up to 2nd. Keaton Hugh going to be in 3rd. And Jason Chilton going to restart there in that 4th place position. Toby Keys in 5th. The other Keys, the Logan version, in 6th. Dustin Veldhuizen back on the racetrack, being scored multiple laps down. At 23 machine, currently 23 laps off the lead pace as things went kaboom. They're literally right off the initial start, dropping the green flag, and we've seen similar instances over the course of this season where, you know, big-time fireworks go off. It gets rowdy on these initial starts, and then we see these long green flag run at times. We get rid of that iRacing.com pace car. Let's get back down to the business side, and quite frankly, back to the good part right here on Ghost Racing Network. Logan Keys, Keith Hugh, James Morris, GT Azari. Can't hold anything back tonight. It's green flag back in the air. We're back to race it here in the Valley of the Sun. Look at this. It's 3 wide, almost a 3 wide battle at one point. Now they're 2 by 2 side by side. It's a drag race down the backstretch between the GT and the Ford on the bottom, the Toyota on the high side. Look at GT fighting back on the bottom, eating. The Ford gets a big run on the high side. They're still neck door to door. Jason Chilton has the best tickets in town for this side-by-side affair out there on the racetrack. Take a look at this. Before now, Hume has a little bit of an advantage there. He should be able to clear, and does. Just look at the 43 Logan Keys trying to rebound here. He is rolling deep right now. So remember, folks, not moments ago, had a commanding lead in this race, and then something went horribly wrong on that pit stop. Logan Keys now trying to get back to fourth. A Toyota on TRD action here. Up at the point, James Morris. Pumped up after getting it done on pit road. And that is translating to speed out on the racetrack, as he now has a 1.18 second advantage over Keith Hume, the biggest mover of the race in that second place position. Championship 4 are back, P1 through 4. No surprise there. 40 laps into this 120 lap race. We're gonna step aside. You're not gonna miss anything. We're gonna go all out coverage right here on Ghost Racing Network. Race fans, welcome you back to Phoenix, Arizona. Championship night here in the Premier Sim Racers Club. James Morris on that restart set. I'm checking out of Dodge. See you later. Hit the nitrous. And has gapped Keith Hume to the benefit of 1.27 seconds. As Morris seems to have it on autopilot right now. Keith Hume in the 4 ride. Continues to trend as the biggest mover of the race. He currently runs in that 2nd place position. Logan Keys looks so strong on that opening run. And then was snake bitten on pit road. An extended stop or perhaps a penalty. Something went amiss on pit road for him, and he restarted tail end of the lead lap. Well, you see him doing the jig coming off the corner there. You can tell things are hot and heavy inside the cockpit of Logan Keys' 43 machine. As he is fighting for his life right now, knowing that he has a car capable of winning this race. GT Azari. Another championship eligible driver in that Ford. Currently ripping the bottom, running a half a lane or so off of that yellow line there. All these championship Ford drivers utilizing that dog leg right now. Good battle about 10 laps or so ago with the 41 for that 5th place position, which he now commands. Toby Keys resides in that 6th place position. And that TRD powered 11 currently resides in 7th. And Dustin Veldusen, while he's multiple laps down, still inside the top 10 in that 8th place position. For Alfred Morris, this race probably feels like an eternity. No one wants to bleed laps off the board more than the driver of this 18. For everyone else, they want as much time as they can possibly get to try and run down this 18. Looking at the lap times right now. Morris is the fastest car out there on the racetrack. No, I take that back. Keith Hume just clocked one at the line at 27.98 to Morris's 28.02. Morris was slightly faster that lap, however. That interval grows there as the Ford did not look to have a good 1 and 2 there. Let's throw the pit strategy up on the big screen. You can see the top 4 drivers. They had 32 laps on those set of Goodyears they started the race with. There's a mad scramble down pit road. So we now work lap 28 on this set of Dr. Feelgoods. Thank everyone for joining us here tonight on Ghost Racing Network. Sound off in the chat. I see a couple of you guys currently watching. Let us know who you're rooting for. And when I say rooting for, I'm talking about the drivers out of the racetrack, not the election side of things, as we don't talk about politics here on this channel. However, politics in the headlines in a big way tonight. Morris continues to carry the torch here after getting it done on pit road with a lightning fast pit stop. Was able to gather, oh my God, talk about not being able to talk there for a minute. Was able to gather handful of positions, restarted P1 with the benefit of that clean air. I mean, he just has set sail. That 4 is starting to reel him back in, though. Last time by, a 27.99 to a 28.17. Fastest car on the racetrack, the 43 of Keys, who led the first leg of this race until he had to go down pit road. And a grenade went off inside the cockpit of that race car, and he just hemorrhaged positions like crazy. Your championship 4 drivers, they own positions 1 through 4 right now as they run. GT in 4th place. In the 14. Thank GT for your pick 3 lotto numbers tonight, 414. If you win, shoot him 25%, call it a day. Or in this case, a night. This field really starting to get strung out now. In fact, if we send it up here to the blimp, go to the front of this thing, there's Morris in his own zip code. You pan back, there's the gap to second, and that differential, that margin is closing. Logan Keys continues to be the fastest car out there on the racetrack, trying to close the distance into Hugh. From there, about 2 seconds back to the 14 of GT Azari, as he's now 4.9 seconds off of the lead. There's Jason Chilton in the 41, currently in 5th. And then Toby Keys in 6th. Back to the dogleg for Kramer. And those are the cars currently on the lead lap as they currently complete lap 69 of the scheduled 120. "70 laps written into the history books here in Phoenix, Arizona. Championship night is here in the Premier Sim Racers Club Xfinity Series. We're going to step aside, pay some bills, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with all the high-flying, high-octane racing coverage momentarily. Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona. Championship night is upon us. Toby Keys currently. That's not Toby Keys. Apologize for that. Keith Hugh currently in that second place position. Well, Toby Keys in the 45 currently leading this race is last out on lap 32. Still needs to come down for 4 tires and 2 cans of Sunoco Racing Fuel, as we're currently in the midst of this championship battle tonight, where the season comes down to the wire tonight in primetime for 4 drivers: Keith Hugh, James A. Morris, G.T. Azari, and Logan Keys, who have been the top 4 contenders for most of this race here tonight. Once Keys does come down pit road, that's going to give the lead over to Keith Hugh right here. Much like James Morris was getting it done there on the pit road the first time down, Keith Hugh able to cycle to the lead here using a little pit strategy. However, James Morris in the 18 currently just went fastest lap of the race with a 27:05. Tell you what, Keys is not putting down bad lap times for as long as he's been out there on the racetrack. I mean, he has given up a substantial amount of time, over a second a lap, but given how many laps he has on that set of tires, I mean, a 28-25 is not that bad. That's actually very respectable. Question is, when does the 45 elect to come down pit road? How long can he possibly go? We pull up now. Pit Delta. As you can see, Keys out there now. 55 laps on this set of tires, as he was last down pit road on lap 56. Sometimes, hey, when you don't have the speed with the front 4, you got to get off, cycle, dig deep into the toolbox. Who knows? You could possibly catch a caution here, completely turn his race around. And hey, it's the last race of the season. Go big or go home. I like the call out of the 45 staying out here. Once the 45 does elect to come down pit road, Keith Hugh will become the leader, up 5 positions from where he started. Also the biggest mover of the race. James Morris, a lot like last week, continues to get faster as this race goes on. Currently now, he has the leader in his sights as he goes up against the 45. Let's go on board with Morris. Oh, the 45 held him up there a little bit. Oh, Morris got big time loose there. Oh, my. The panic button was just about pushed inside the cockpit of that 18. As you see how much wheel he had to throw in that race car to get it back straight. We went on board here with Morris as he was running him down. The minute we jumped in the cockpit with him, the interval started going the other way. Morris may be overdriving it just a little too much right now. Last time by a 27:49 to a 27:52. So Hume, now the beneficiary of clean air, running his fastest laps of the race. Starting to see a trend here between the 43, the 18, and the 4. Both these drivers at their best when leading here. So we now work lap 94. You can hear those tires screaming a little bit on the 18, perhaps a little tight, a little snug into the corner. Trying to mirror the line of the 4, at least at the moment. You can see him flicking that steering wheel around a little bit. Trying to get every ounce of speed he possibly can out of this 18. But now just 25 laps remaining. And don't look now, but here comes Mr. Manic Panic in the 43. He has put it right on the bumper of the 18. Two Toyotas here getting ready to go at a World War II style. 18 throws the block here. Obviously, these drivers know how critical each position is on the racetrack. I firmly believe to win the championship, just like in real life, you must win this race. A lot of times you see a lot of give and take from these drivers, the respect. However, I think that goes out the window tonight to a certain degree. Oh, the 43 almost drifts it up off the fence. He's still drifting. They both slide up the hill. The 18 gives him a little bit of real estate to work with. The 43 can't put the power down. One car just completely bails, gets out of the way. I believe that was not Patterson. The 43 and the 18 just about make contact. As now the 43 goes to the high side. The 18 comes up the block, tries to throw all the dirty air he possibly can on the front of that Yoda. Opens the door there. He's peeking, cannot. Tries to pull out here to pass now as he sends it into the corner, rolling deep. Tick, tick, tick. The clock continues. Countdown to 0. This is as good as it gets right here, folks. The defense being played here. Now, as I say that, the 43 gets a big-time run on the bottom. However, the 18 winds it up. The 43 is going to pull the Louisville slider. Does the 18, can the 18 turn or get underneath him? He cannot. Keys went full-blown Bon Jovi mode, living on a prayer, and threw it. And it worked. And you can see now the 43 starts to peel away now from the 18 of Morris. It's Keith Hugh. One of the, if not the fastest car out there on the racetrack. The 43 trying to recover. Oh, he comes up and punts. The 41 says, dude, get out of my way. Not tonight. '41 racing him tough. That's going to allow Morris to come back by. Oh, my God. I can't believe what I just witnessed out there on the racetrack. Morris now back to second place. As it looked like the 41 of Chilton basically threw a pick. And he's coming back up and still getting in front of the 43. Oh, the 43 is going to dump him. Save it, save it, save it, save it. Oh, my God, no. The 43 goes helicopter mode, catches a piece of the fence. Oh, man. They still are. Oh, God. Here we go. Emotions boiling over. Teleports it back to the pits. As this could potentially end the run for a championship for the 43 as he got yeeted. They were both beating on each other a little bit. The 43 not happy with Jason blocking him on the racetrack, allowing James Morris to get back by. Tempers boiled over. And the 43 got hooked into the wall. Have you ever? As much as I want to pull the 43 quickly up into the booth for an interview, I want to respect his run for the championship right now. Don't want to put him in an even worse position to come on the broadcast and say something he potentially doesn't mean to say. It's shaping up here for a late race caution. Or I should say it has been a late. We now have a late race caution. As my brain is still scrambled. I can't believe what we just witnessed. All of this has shuffled Toby Keys back to the front in the 45 ride. Under caution here from Phoenix is nuclear warheads were just literally fired out there on the racetrack, involving one of the championship 4 contenders. The 43 of Logan Keys got into it with another Toyota, the 41 of Jason Chilton. They started roughing each other up a little bit and ultimately led to the 43 getting howitzered into the fence. They had a little destruction car derby of their own on the apron of the racetrack before the 41 teleported to the pits. Toby Keys on older shoes now has the lead here. It's 4 cars racked, stacked, ready to rock and roll. Where did the pace car go? How crazy, more crazy can this night get? Is the 18 slowing him down that much? Or the 45? Pace car's gone. He's checked out. Green flag back in the air. Whoa! Games mode! Oh my God. I don't even want to go back and look. Heavens to Betsy. Race fans, watch. I am speechless right now. I got no choice but to wind this back. Coming back off the restart here. Everyone's going to be fighting for positions. The 45 of Key stays out on a pair of Granny's Sunday slippers. He comes up, nerfs the 18 in the back, and watch this. Oh my God, boom shakalaka. That 18 is destroyed. The first incident I had left me trying to find words. This right here. The 18 thought he was clear. The 45 just stays in it. In Houston, we have liftoff. Oh, my. This obviously heavily benefits. Oh, he takes another shot there to the face from the 23. This obviously favors GT Azari. Logan Keys, who just had a scuffle moments ago, possibly thought his championship's hopes were over. James Morris gets caught up in a modern-day massacre out here on the racetrack. I mean, that car, it can't be race-worthy after that. It just can't. Go back to the live side of things. If James Morris's championship hopes go up in flame. I knew the storylines were going to be big potentially over the course of this race, but I did not expect emotions boiling over in one incident. Morris desperately trying to clear the car on old shoes. One part of me says, why does the 45 even stay out there? I mean, you got guys growing for a championship behind you. But the other part of me, well, that's racing. That's why you're out on the racetrack. You're out there to compete. Anytime you suit up, you put a race car out there on the racetrack, you're going to try to go out there and win a race. It's just a really unfortunate set of circumstances. Things now probably don't look so bad for the 43 of Keys. Under caution here as we lose the iRacing.com pace car. GT Azari in the championship Ford now takes his turn at the helm up front into the Geico restart zone. Six laps remaining. Oh, the 4 gets up into the wall. A rare mistake from Keith Hugh. GT Azari in the 4. A race car that didn't seem like it had the pace to run. with the 43, the 18. Is suddenly they're wiped from existence. The Mustang, the master of going faster in the blizzard. I said he had to be Mr. Cool, top of the broadcast, stay out of the BS. And he has done that. Popsicle sticks or gentleman's handshake lap coming off the board, just 4 laps to go. Keith Hume going to have to run the best 4 laps of his iRacing career. GT just ran his fastest lap of the race at a 27:15. 0.2 quicker than the 4 of you. Going to enter the corner here, the middle lane. Descends it down the backstretch. Through the Geico, restarts out. 2 laps remaining here from Phoenix, Arizona. I can't believe what I've witnessed over the course of this 120 laps. I'm still trying to process everything. Really the last 20 minutes of this race. White flag in the air. One more time around for GT Izari. Just needs to be cool, calm, and collected. The same strategy that got him here to the lead and avoided the chaos out there on the racetrack. Checkered flag in the air. Race fans, there's a blizzard in the desert in the form of GT Izari as he wins a shocker here in Phoenix, Arizona, and becomes the 2024 Premier Sim Racers Club champion. Keith Hume, respectable second place finish. Logan Keys with a heavily wounded race car comes home third. It ain't over, folks. These interviews, I'm telling you, these could potentially be wild. I take that back. They might not be wild because we don't have any of them in the driver chat. Are you kidding me? Is it a full moon tonight? I know it's election night, but not one of them. Not one driver, period. I can't talk to anybody. Got a championship? Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, one of the wildest championship races you will ever see here on Ghost Racing Network. GT Izari wins the race, and he's going to try to spin it around back there. Does he carves a path to victory lane? Or to his pit stall, I should say. I thought he was going places. He's going to park it right there. GT Izari's your champion. Keith Hume. It comes home second. Logan Keys in the 43. As he had his night went ugly, quick, fast, and in a fury. As he had a scuffle out there on the racetrack with the 41. And Daytona Beach comes home third. Toby Keys in the 45 ride, who made contact with Morris on the restart, who sent him space shuttle status out there on the racetrack, comes home in that fourth place position. Morris going to round out the top 5. 6 belongs to Jason Chilton in the 41 machine. As he let the wick big time out there on the racetrack, Dustin Veldhusen up 3 positions, going to reside in 7th, while 8 belongs to Barry Kramer. 9th, Blair Patterson. Travis Dickinson comes home 10th. In the HMFIC from Massachusetts, Bad Pat in the 93 rounds out the 11 drivers who took the green flag here, championship night here. Again, want to take a moment to thank all of the sponsors, partners, all the men and women behind the scenes that made this league possible this season. Without your help, it certainly wouldn't be possible to put on this great racing action each and every Tuesday night here in primetime on Ghost Racing Network. And as this season comes to a close, so does this broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor and a privilege to be up here covering this action each and every Thursday night, and look forward to Daytona in 2025 for the final time. For the final time this season, as the late, great Tony Trapasso used to say, as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a favor. Don't play in traffic, and we'll see you next time right here on Ghost Racing Network.